everyone, my name's Paige. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you guys my everyday makeup routine. This is kind of just what I wear if I'm filming, or the kind of look I'll go for whenever I really want to wear makeup, and I will just change up the lip colour. But yeah, if you'd like to see how to get this look, then carry on watching. So I'm going to start off by using the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation in the shade Ivory, and using a beauty blender I've just put a pump on my hand and I'm just going to disperse that all over my skin, just to dull down the redness and kind of even out my skin tone and just make my face look a bit more awake. And I'm just going to use a brush just to kind of get rid of any strokes, bring it down onto my neck to make sure that I don't have a foundation line. Then I'm going to use the Rimmel Wake Me Up concealer in the shade Ivory, and I'm going to create a triangle shape from under my eyes kind of down onto the tops of my cheekbones. And this is kind of just going to highlight and brighten me up at the same time. I'm then going to put some on my eyelids as well, just to use as a base for my eyeshadows and kind of get rid of any veins that I may have on my eyes. And also down the middle of my head, down my nose, just to highlight as well and dull down any redness on any blemishes. And using a beauty blender, I'm just going to dab that in, create a nice seamless finish, and just take your time with this. A good foundation and a good base means good makeup. I'm then going to take the Rimmel Match Perfection Translucent Loose Powder, and I'm going to buff this all over my skin, particularly focusing on any areas where I might get oily, but I'm not going to put it on my eyelids because the eyeshadow will set that. Particularly focusing on my T-zone. And then I just rub my hands all over, and if it feels nice and silky and doesn't catch in any spots, I know I have covered all over. Using the Sephora Moonshadow Bake palette in the dark, I'm going to take this gold colour on a padded eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to apply that all over the eyelid. Then taking the same palette, using that middle colour, the white one, I'm going to apply this from my tear ducts to about a third across of my eyelid. So this is kind of just going to brighten up and create a little bit of an ombre effect that we'll see later. And this is really good for highlighting and just making you look a little bit more awake. Then I'm going to take the brown shade in the palette, and I'm going to create kind of a C shape on the outer V of my eye, using a fluffy blending brush just to create a nice seamless light finish. So as you can see there, dragging it down to my lash line and then pulling it up through the crease. And I just repeat this step until I feel that I have reached the right amount of bronzeness and that I have a nice seamless finish. Once I've done that, I'm going to take a different fluffy brush and I'm just going to buff out the edges. This is going to get rid of any harsh lines or any patchiness that the bronze colour may have caused. I'm then going to take the white shade again, and I'm just going to plant that right in the middle of my eye and drag back a bit of light. This is just going to make the eyeshadow not look so dark, which is kind of being created because of the brown. And then I'm just going to emphasize it on my tear ducts as well. Then I'm just going to take a pencil eyeliner, and I'm just going to use little strokes and smudge back and forth on my lash line. This is just going to define my eyes a little bit better, and when you're on camera, this is particularly helpful if the camera's not right up next to your face. I'm then just going to pop on some lip balm so our lips are nice and soft for the lipstick later. Then I'm going to curl my lashes. I kind of just crimp a few times for a few seconds, but really make sure you get in at the root, otherwise curling your lashes doesn't really do any help. But this is a step I cannot miss. Then I'm going to take the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara in the shade Black, and I'm going to apply this. I do one coat on each eye first, and then stab myself in the eye, excuse that there. So once I've done that one coat, I'm going to go back over both eyes with a second coat. And I just got a little bit there, but I'm just going to wait for that to dry under my eyebrow before I take it off. Then what I'm going to do, using the tip of the mascara brush, I'm going to kind of draw back and forth over the mascara. And what this will do is this will emphasize the blackness and create much more volume and length. And then I'm going to use the brush to kind of get rid of any chunks that may have created, and kind of spread out the lashes so that they're not all clumped. You can use your fingers to do this as well. And I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other eye. Then I'm just going to take that padded eye brush with the white highlight shade that I used, chuck that under my brow bone. Again, going to lighten up the look a little bit and just makes your eyebrow appear higher. And this kind of combines and matches with my tear ducts. Then I'm going to take the Glow With It Marble Bronzer from Sports Girl. This is my favourite bronzer. And I'm going to not contour, but I'm going to chuck some bronze into my cheeks. And so I'm just going to create that fish face and kind of apply it quite messily wherever my cheekbone is. And then I'm also going to drag it down onto my neck so that my face doesn't look too much of a different colour, because I usually do go a little bit overboard with the bronzer, but hey, I love doing it, it's fun. Then I'm going to take the Clinique blush in Peach Posy, or Pink Posy I think it's called, and this is really great, very pigmented, and I'm going to smile, and the apples of my cheeks, I'm going to apply the blush there and then kind of drag it up to where the bronzer was. And then I kind of just buff off any excess with my hands. Then I'm going to take the Choose Chi Chi Extravaganza palette, and I'm going to take that white highlight shade at the top, and I'm going to take that on an angled fan brush and just sweep that across the tops of my cheekbones and over kind of, not onto my temples, but kind of in a C shape around my brow. As you can see there. Then I'm going to take the Pout About It Sports Girl lipstick in the shade Vertigo, and I'm going to apply that to my lips. And that is the finished makeup look. Very nice for winter, and I think it's just a great all-round look that is really good for beginners as well, because it's really easy. But yes, that's kind of what my everyday makeup routine is. Excuse me while I look like a vain princess posing for the camera.